kosa iko kwa wewe namna gani? Unaniangalia aje ni kama hutaki kusikia maneno ya Huduma Center eh? Now, PS,
Yes.
you've just taken this State Department how long now?
9 months into it, about to clock 10 when
And
we get
already the whole country knows about Dr. Ibunya, you know,
Oh no.
because you've been very, very active. The energy that you put in, you've tried to
Thank
do
you.
intergenerational conversations.
Mm.
I remember we had the fireside, conversation
Chat.
at KSG. So what has the department been able to achieve since the fifth administration, prior to coming and since we also came, in a nutshell?
Thank you so much for that question. Um, the State Department has achieved so much that I may not be able to compress in the few minutes that we have, but please allow me to speak to the key milestones that the State Department has so far been able to achieve. And as I do that, I wish to thank all my members of staff in that State Department. It is what you do every day that gives me a reason as your State Department to enumerate the following. What I always rate as number one is the payroll reform. Currently, the State Department is undergoing a robust payroll reform because we have a new system known as the Human Resource Information System, which integrates all the data about you as a civil servant in Kenya and puts it together in that system. And why is it an important reform for us? Because even for those Kenyans who did not know, ningependa kuwajulisha kwamba mambo ya ratiba ya mishahara, jambo hilo liko katika hii idara ambayo ni idara ya umma. Kwa hivyo kwa sasa tuko katika ile shughuli ya kupigia huo mfumo msasa. And it is a system that is supposed to make everything very seamless for you. You know, it has been very tedious if you want to move, to be promoted from one cadre to the next. Physical files have to move from one place to another. When we need to now prepare your salaries, it was a matter of moving physical files, which was quite hectic. But now, with the human resource information systems, this is where we automate the whole function of payroll to make it seamless, to make it transparent, to make it accurate and timely. Besides that, the HRIS system, I wish to speak about now the payroll reform as it is. We have embarked on a very, embracive journey. Let me call it embracive so that we don't look at it as if we are trying to intrude into the spaces of others. We have begun this journey and we are doing very well, where we are cleaning the data within that payroll system, because as we all know, government is the highest employer. It has the highest number of workers in any country that be. So we are cleaning up that data. We are doing necessary audits within that system and ensuring that we are putting controls so that we do not have any what can I say, fraudulent, and I'll quickly use that word, any fraudulent activities within the payroll. Why do I say that? Even you who's listening to me and the viewers who are here this morning, you'll agree with me that the world over, there's been this issue of ghost workers. So we are doing this because we are trying to eliminate those. And remember, when you eliminate ghost workers, you have worked on this wage bill, you have done away with wastage within the wage bill, and any wastage within the wage bill gives the government of the day an opportunity to enhance other services that have otherwise either suffered or been depleted. Let me move on to talk about another reform, and this is a major one. This is the reform in counseling and wellness. Nikisema kwa Kiswahili ni yale matibabu ya akili na wellness. Hili ni jambo ambalo limekuwa limezingirwa katika yani kutoelewa. When I say this, what I'm trying to postulate here is the fact that people all of us. Since COVID came, it interrupted with the rhythm of life. And that still has repercussions on our mental wellness. But we do not want to speak about it. It's like there's a stigma to it. We do not want to seek help from one another. But the final repercussion is felt when you now totally go down and you're bogged down and you cannot be able to operate as a complete human being. This department embarked under the able leadership of Willis Ombima, who's also in the room today. Keep your questions coming for him. He will answer, even if it is on Facebook. We have trained mental health champions. This is a big milestone. They help us with early detection, timely response. We are able to know when to respond and which kind of response you should be given. Why do I call it a reform? It will take 3 years to train a psychologist, to train a social therapist, but it takes us 6 weeks to train these mentor champions. We give them all the indicators so that they are able to help us flush you out and give you help. And I want to say this. One of the things that have made me feel very happy and very satisfied about this particular milestone is that for the first time in government, we are having our workers being taken into rehab, coming out of rehab and coming back to be very productive members. Some of them even now becoming care teachers.
So let me ask you. So we've talked about payroll reforms. We've talked about the issue of mental health. Kindly mentioned two things: Huduma Kenya reforms and also the opportunity for young people in the public service.
And thank you very much.
Mhm.
I got to mention that.
Mhm.
So please, Kenyans, wherever you are, know that we are dealing with you as our member, and also all your immediate family members. They should come and benefit from this particular service that we have.
Mhm.
When we come to the youth, the State Department has humanized the face of public service. Tumeipea ile uso ya utu, kwamba it's not a service that does not know about the youth. That for you to be a director, you must be 50 years and above. For you to work in public service and enjoy the fruits of public service, you should be above 60 years and above. Have humanized the face of public service. We have called in youth to round tables, youth within public service and other youth who are outside public service and back home and in schools. This has been very instrumental in giving us a clear framework on what to do with the youth and developing a public service that is futuristic. Allow me, I know there's no time, but just to mention one. We now are dealing with a robust volunteer and internship program for the youth in Kenya. Every year, Kenya churns out 120,000 graduates from the universities. Of those 120, the government has only been able to give internship to 8,000. Right now, this state department, under the leadership of the very able director, Mr. Martin Situma, and Dr. Jacob Mbijiwe, we have come up with a roadmap. We've invited private companies, private sector. We have drafted, and we are in our final tail end of putting pen to the agreement, whereby public service and private companies will go into an agreement to have 30,000 interns absorbed. We have even taken it a notch higher because internship in government is only meant for those who have completed universities. We are moving it to the diplomas. Now, simple mathematics here. From 120,000, we are having 30,000. That's a very big percentage. We are trying to do away with the issues of unemployment. When we speak about the youth again, the Directorate of Public Service Reforms, which is under Madam Jacqueline Otwori, we are penning a policy known as Public Service Reforms Policy, Public Service Transformation Policy. This is a gift for the youth of Kenya. You do not have to come and work for 50 years for you to become a director. It is what you come and do on merit. You will become a director at 25. You don't have to wait until you become 50 years. This is a big present for you. When it comes to issues of Nyota, public service is also in it. And that is why you always see me in those meetings, because we were also involved in the initial development of the framework. But let me say this about Nyota. Those of you who are here, please pass that information. Speak about it. Nyota huonekana kwenye giza, sivyo? Mchana hauwezi kuona nini? Nyota. Nyota huonekana kwenye giza. So these are the youth that are being picked up. People who are forgotten. Remember, Nyota people don't have any certificate. They were forgotten, but they are being picked up and into their lives. They are getting a Nyota. Kugeuza ile mambo tulikuwa tunasema majuto ni mjukuu, sasa tunasema baraka ni mjukuu. Nikiongea haraka sana kuhusu Huduma Center na dhana ya Huduma Center Spox, uniruhusu niseme kwa Kiswahili. Because Huduma Center is a center that is supposed to serve watu mashinani. Why do we have robust Huduma Centers today? Kwanza, tupo kwenye mfumo unaoitwa BETA, Bottoms Up Economic Transformation Agenda. Bottoms inaanza wapi? Mashinani, sivyo? Wewe unatafuta serikali, si lazima uje wapi? Nairobi. Unakwenda pale Huduma Center na utapata everything, all the services ambazo zingekuleta Nairobi zitakuleta hapa. Na hiyo Huduma Center tunazidi kuimarisha. We are transforming it by the day. I would wish to speak about the transformation of Huduma Center the whole day. But let me say this. There are two areas in Huduma Center ambazo siwezi nikatoka hapa kabla kuongea kuhusu. We have the National Employment Authority. This is an authority that has been domiciled in Nairobi. Kwenye hii authority, vijana wetu wanapata fursa ya kuweza kujua ulimwengu mzima ni wapi kuna makazi. Kama ni Britain kuna kazi, nini inahitajika? Kama kuna Ujerumani kuna kazi, nini inahitajika? Hata hapa kwetu Kenya, kazi ipo wapi na ni nini inahitajika? Sio lazima uje mjini, sio lazima uende kwenye cyber. Because kule vitongojini, there's no power, there are no computers. Na ninawaomba, this is a big reform. Get to NEA. The desk is known as NEA. Enda kwenye ile dawati na uweze kupata usaidizi ambao unahitaji. Nikimalizia hizi mageuzi ambayo yamekuwa kwenye Huduma Center ni kwamba tulipoanza Huduma Center zilikuwa chache sana, but kwa sasa they are 59 na ni 59 kwa nchi yote. Kwa sasa tunatarajia kufungua 12 of them. I am extending an olive branch during this program to all the members of parliament in all the sub-counties of Kenya. Come and partner with us. You will only construct the Huduma Center. Mengine yote mtuachie. We will furnish and will bring in our staff.
Makofi. I think with that, we can take now, we go to the other side because of time. Over to you. Rehab.
Thank you so much, Madam PS.
Tell us your name and where you come from.
Okay, I'm Collins Moody. I am from Kakamega County. Thank you so much for your insights. It has been very insightful. I have a question on the matter relating to counseling and wellness services. We have mentioned the issue to do with stigma. So many civil servants might be yearning so much to access counseling services, but the stigma surrounding it might be a problem. So what are some of the measures that you're taking to overcome the stigma? Thank you.
Next.
Thank you so much.
Number 2.
Good morning.
Hi.
My name is Yvonne Nanyama. I'm from Bonga County, and my question is, what are the challenges that uh, that exist in integrating ICT systems in the MDAX, in the ministries and state departments?
Thank you. Yes, finally, question ya mwisho hapa haraka haraka tafadhali.
My name is Damaris Mukami. What key performance indicators are being used to measure the effectiveness and impacts of these counseling services and the overall well-being of the public? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think, is there any 1 or 2 questions from online?
Habari Daktari Jane.
Sijambo.
Tuna maswali machache kutoka kwa watazamaji wetu wa mtandaoni ambao wanahitaji ufafanue kuhusu utoaji wa huduma
Mawili kwa sababu ya muda.
katika utumishi wa umma. Swali la kwanza, je, idara ya serikali ya utumishi wa umma inawezaje kusaidia mafunzo, kujengea watumishi wa umma uwezo wa kuendeleza taaluma zao? Swali la pili,
Hiyo inatoka wapi hiyo swali? Anaitwa nani huyu?
kidogo anaitwa Geoffrey kutoka Laikipia. Swali la pili, wananchi wanawezaje kupata huduma au kuwasilisha malalamiko kuhusu utoaji wa huduma serikalini? Ni Berry Latino kutoka Kisumu. Asante.
Asante sana daktari. Ukishajibu haya maswali, tunaweza pia kuongea kuhusu medical insurance scheme, and you only have about 3 minutes to answer 5 questions.
Thank you very much. So that nisionekane ninachukua kila sauti, ningependa Wakenya wasikie sauti zenu, nyinyi wale ambao mnanisaidia kuongoza vitivo hivi. Kwa hivyo Bwana Umbima, zungumzia lile jambo la stigma haraka sana, na ni vipi watakuhisi kwenye kule nyumbani. Halafu naye nani Bruno, kwa mara moja uelezee lile jambo la ICT. Halafu mwisho kabisa Madam Otuori uongee kuhusu mambo ya complaints. Ni vipi tutazipata kwa dakika moja moja ili Wakenya waweze kuwasikiza.
Only less than a minute because we have a very short time.
Yes, on fighting mental health stigma in the public service, we are conducting psychoeducation across the public service, and we rope in the family so that they can be aware, be informed, targeting attitude change so that they can be able to take it positively. Number 2, we are working, or rather we are implementing measures towards making it private so that those ones who don't want to come out can be able to access our services even in the privacy of their homes by going, or rather employing telecounseling. So through Duma, you can dial 1919, you'll still be able to get a public servant deployed there, fully qualified, registered and licensed public servant who is a counselor to attend to you. And whenever need comes for referral, they'll always be able to refer you appropriately for that quality service. Thank you.
Asante. Anaye.
Haraka haraka kwa sababu ya muda.
Asante.
Okay, thank you, Madam PS and the audience. I'm Bruno Makoha, the head of ICT, and I would like to talk about the integration.
Mtambo hau. Endelea tu.
I would like to mention something very important about the integration of.
Put the mic a little bit closer to you.
I would like to take this opportunity to explain to you about the integration of the government payroll system and other key government systems. Under our leadership of our peers, we have been able to try to optimize our government infrastructure so that it can be able to exchange seamlessly data with other key government systems, just to mention IFMIS, KRA, NSSF, HELB, and SHA. so that we can be able to exchange information seamlessly. During the development of our application of the payroll, we have also provided the provision to ensure that we can integrate with any key government system. So in that area, we are very safe. Thank you, Madam PS and the audience.
Finally,
Thank you very much, Madam Pierce, government spokesperson. Thank you, the audience. I'm responding to the question of how can we access government services and how can we give feedback on how we have received services, whether it's negative or positive. So currently, we are at the Huduma Kenya, we have a call center. The call center that my colleague has spoken about that receives any queries on wellness issues also receives queries on how you have received services. So how you receive services anywhere, not just in a Huduma center. If you have a query, you have a right to call that number. If you call, there are those queries they will respond to, especially for services or challenges within Huduma centers. Those they cannot, they will be able to respond to prepare and work with the institution that is providing those services so that that institution can respond. And currently we are working on improving that center so that that call center, so that we can be able to respond to more queries and work with many more ministries and state departments so that we can be able to offer answers to questions, answers to feedback, whether positive or negative, and your issues are handled. Thank you very much.
kabisa.
Tulipanda moja tumpatie ile ya kusomesha.
No,
Mas-
no, 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 no.
Ah,
Hapa ni
oh,
mahali ya-
hamna. Sawa,
muda sana.
sawa.
Let's now come back to the PS for 1 minute, your closing remarks so that we can wind up the things.
Oh yes, folks, next time we will request to be given enough time
Yes.
because this is a very big state department whose issues cannot be compressed in 10 minutes. There are two state departments in one. The first one is public service. The second one is human capital development. This is where we do the skilling. And it is very important that we also speak to it. So thank you for the time. But next time we are asking to be given a bit of more time so that we can discuss. In my closing remarks, and because this is also a very important aspect of this state department, there was a question that was asked on how it was an online question on how do they also um, uh, go through the progression process and how do they benefit in enhancing their skills. I spoke about this elsewhere yesterday, and I will still overemphasize the same. If you're a government worker of whatever cadre, we have scholarships in this state department. Before we had fewer known countries, but now we have expanded that scope. And because we do not have time, I'll not enumerate all of them. But I want to ask you to visit our human resource development under Mr. Stephen Kakulu, na tutakusaidia na tutakufikia popote mahala ulipo. We will get you opportunities to train inside the country. There are also equal opportunities to go and train outside the country na hautalipa hela yoyote.
So thank you very much. Kofi kabisa. I think, fellow Kenyans, you've heard great, great things that we have talked about today. Maybe just before we wait, about insurance, medical insurance, just in less
The
than.
SHA.
Yeah.
SHA works. SHA is real for all the government workers. We are the ones who get the money from your pay. We are the ones who send the money to SHA and ensure that Ministry of Health administrates that particular aspect. Nataka kuambia hivi, something that you did not know about SHA, sio kama NHIF. SHA iko na several streams, has a stream for your medication, operation, all your medical concerns. And should you exhaust that kitty, unlike in NHIF when you'd be told your money is finished, SHA has something called ex gratia. Even when you exceed the funds that we have given you, we have a kitty in which we shall be able to cushion you. And to remind every Kenyan who has SHA, that SHA will also help you for organ transplant, something that NHIF did not do. for you to know something that is also very important about SHA, it's immediate. Once unaikata, there is no waiting time. But above all, the beauty of SHA is this. Si lazima ukuje Nairobi. Kila Mkenya ako na Huduma Center ambayo anaweza kuifikia. Fika pale Huduma Center, kata SHA.
Makofi. Imekuwa show nzuri ya Sema na Sport. Na tunasema mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo.
Hii imenishika. Shikika. Okay.
Tumekuwa na show ya inaitwa nini? Sema na Sport. Na tunasema mimi Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo.